everything that I want to do, like I can do those things because sometimes you get told otherwise so much that you feel like maybe I can't, you know what I'm saying? So constantly be conscious of where your happiness is placed, what you're thinking, and be out here hustling and you'll get to it.
Hey, high schoolers, you do not want to miss this. Get ready to dive into the inspiring journey of CoCo Jones, chart-topping artist, actress, and all-around powerhouse. This is just not a podcast. It's your backstage to unlocking your own potential. Get ready to be inspired.
I did this talent show in Nashville, and one of the judges for it, I won the whole competition. I beat out adults. Um, and one of the judges for it was like, I believe in this girl. I'm gonna help her make a EP. EP is can't remember what the term is, but basically it's like a small album. So I made this EP of these raggedy songs talking about sleepovers, playing basketball, because I was still hooping at the time, but not as much energy was pressed on the basketball side. Talking about like all the things that were happening in my 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old life. So um this this is the part that I don't really tell a lot because it's like not the fun part, but it's that took time. Like I don't know how I thought this was all going to play out, but the reason that I had even a project is because I spent years doing the same things, like singing around, meeting new people, working on new songs. By the time I actually got any type of shot, that was like 3 or 4 years later. But I was just chilling, doing school and all these things. So I didn't really notice it. But looking back on my timeline, I'm like, that was not a quick fix. So I randomly get this email, my mom, from this casting site talking about they're doing a cattle call. Cattle call means anyone who's talented, bring your kids. We'll just give them their shot. You know what I'm saying? So there was about 5,000 kids there. And I was like, we're going. We're going. So we go to this cattle call. And I remember I had this crazy manager at the time, didn't really do anything for me, it was more talk. But one thing that she did do was she introduced me to this one person at Disney, like this one person at Disney Corporate. So, okay, never thought of that again. So I'm at this casting call, thousands of kids. Everybody gets this one piece of paper with this small dialogue, and you got to like stand out. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I did the most, and hopefully it stood out. Who knows? I didn't hear anything back from that. But when I was leaving the cattle call, I saw the lady that my manager introduced me to. And I was like, oh my gosh, hi. Like, do you remember me? Even if you don't, here's my project. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy this EP. It was very much a DIY, but whatever. So I don't hear anything back. I think a year passes, and I'm still just going about my life. And then I get this call from the judge who ended up working with me that whole time, and they wanted me to be on Next Big Thing. So my songs from a year ago got me this opportunity. So that was my first time really going to LA and doing like something big style, and making like any type of name for myself on such a huge platform like Disney Channel. And after that, there's kind of like this process when you're messing with like a big company in general. Like I think about it like in general terms. If you get a little opportunity, you do really well, you get another one and another one and another one. So that's kind of how it played out for me. And before I know it, I was on different shows. Good Luck Charlie, So Random. I was doing touring with them. Like I was doing a lot on the music side just because I kept showing up and killing it every time because that's what it was going to be. So I get this opportunity for this one movie, and I don't even remember like thinking anything special of it because there's so many things. But it did turn out to be Let Shine. So the audition process for that was different, and it felt kind of special because like all the girls that do this too, like we all know each other. Like we know each other's parents because we see them all the time, since we've been little kids, we see these people. So it was crazy because like when I was auditioning, I saw like the group of girls that I'm used to seeing get smaller and smaller and smaller until it was just me. I was the only girl. And I was like, ain't no way I'm the only girl. What's going on? So now I'm just reading with other guys that are auditioning for this. So what they call is a chemistry read. So I mean, I wasn't trying to jump to conclusions, but it looked like they had chose me, and they were just testing me with other guys to see who would be best for the movie. So then, yeah, I end up getting it. I filmed that, which was like a dream. Um, I start going on kind of like a tour with my Let It Shine music, and I get a record deal. So all of this is happening to me at 14, 15, 16, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, like life is but a dream, darling. I'm living my dreams. I don't even know how to react. And they're like, we want you to do this TV show and da 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 da. Like, you're gonna be next up. And I was like, that's on period. So we're working on music, and it's constantly like we're butting heads, me and the people that are in control. Like from when I was younger, I always felt like low key kind of powerless because you really are just an employee. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that you're replaceable, but you're around all the girls that do what you can do. You know what I'm saying? So there's always like been like a power thing that you can kind of feel. So I started butting heads with um, the people that were in control of my music. I started butting heads with the people that were in control of this show and control of Let It Shine too. Like they wanted me to like basically be owned by the company. And that's kind of how it works sometimes. Like they're called 360 deals. That means everything you do, everything you touch, everything you sing, like we get a piece. And it just didn't make sense. Like it didn't make sense for that to be the only way. So slowly things start to like not go the way I planned. And then I look around and I'm like, hmm, this is not how I thought it was going to be. So fast forward to me trying to figure out like what really makes me happy, because what I was taught, I guess what I taught myself was that if I'm working, if I'm told by these people that I'm good and all these things, then I really am, that I'm really talented. But that's such a shaky foundation to put your worth in the eyes of anything or anybody outside of you, outside of God. So I kind of had to figure myself out. And now I'm at a place where I know who I am and I know what I'm trying to say. And like, I'm not afraid to talk real like this, because when I was younger, you don't talk like this. Like, everything's great, you know? It's just like, you don't tell those harsh truths, but I wish somebody would have told me them so that that way I'd be more prepared for the journey. But it is a journey, and the highs are great, but there are lows, like with everything, like with life. So now I'm here working on my music and, putting my voice and who I am into like tangible means. Yeah, that was the real summary. Sorry that was too long.
No, that's perfect. This is perfect. And so, like, the goal of this is to let them know that it's hard work. Like, a lot of my students like, oh, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. I'm like, dude, like, you, YouTubers, they work.
Let
Like,
me just tell you something. I
man,
don't know if you guys have seen me and Terrell's cooking show, but having a YouTube channel is like having a TV channel. Like when you get your remote and you press something, there needs to be a new episode every week, or you're going to lose subscribers. It is not easy thinking about what people want to see. Like I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this little YouTube thing, make a little YouTube money. I was like, I don't know what you guys like. Hmm?
no, do me a favor in the chat. Give us the name of the show so everybody can subscribe to
Oh,
it.
oh, oh, okay.
All right,
Let me see.
we're here to uplift each other, so make sure you do that. And everybody, I want you to subscribe. Can you do that for me?
LOL.
Can you do that for Coco?
Thanks, y'all. Honestly, it's me and my co-host Terrell, and we're doing this cooking show. It's really funny. If y'all haven't seen it, get
Okay.
ready for some chuckles. But either way, yeah, it's no joke. It's really like owning your own TV station, and you have to create content consistently that's quality,
Yeah.
that's going to beat out other content, and that's worth the watch time, because you don't even make money unless they watch your video to a certain time. So if they see it and they skip, you don't get a coin for that. I
Mhm.
just gotta let y'all know it's no
Yeah.
joke.
No, it's a struggle. All right. So talk to us about like the thing that you can hang your hat on at the end of the day. Like, yeah, I did this. Like that's me right there.
Like something I'm most proud of?
Yeah. Uh-huh. And it can
Um,
it doesn't even have to be like media related. It could be something totally different.
well, on a personal side, I feel like I'm most proud of like my consistent growth
Okay.
because, there's always levels to being a good human, to being positive, to being, to having self-love. Like, and if you don't make a constant effort to be like, okay, like, who am I? How am I? How am I contributing to the world? Who's contributing to me? What am I watching? Like, what am I saying? You know what I'm saying? Like being super
You
conscience.
understand what you're saying.
All right, y'all get it. It was giving tongue twister.
This ain't
But you
English
know what I'm
class. You
saying.
good.
Yeah, so being conscious of your self-growth, and then probably on the business side, I would say one of my proudest moments was Just My Luck, which is a single that I released probably 2 years ago,
Okay.
because that was one of my first times like saying anything truthful about this industry, and people really loved it. So I was like, oh, that was a good one. Obviously, Let It Shine too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, whatever is the most near and dear to your heart. So no, it's good. All right,
Okay.
let's see. Let's talk about the regrets.
Regrets.
Don't lie to me and say you ain't got none, because everybody got regrets, right?
No, that's cap. Everyone has regrets.
Yeah.
Um, but I like to, my homegirl had said that she doesn't like to call them regrets. She likes to call them lessons. But a lesson I wish I would have learned earlier is to create a platform that can't be taken away from you. We were just talking about YouTube. Um, it's hard, but if I could go back to when, well, I don't even know if I would go back because I was super corny back then, but we'll see. But creating a platform that is mine. Nobody's telling me what to post, what to say.
Mhm,
I have my own audience. They like me for me,
mhm.
and they support what I'm doing.
Yeah,
That is power. Like it's like owning your own little business. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm gonna jump around from the question. So like, what does Coco look like when she's 40? And you will blink and you will be 40. You will be 40. So
I
like,
rebuke that.
huh?
I rebuke that. I do not want to blink and be 40.
I'm telling you, life quick happens quick. I woke up one day and had gray hair. I'm like, where did that happen?
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah.
Um, what does Coco look like when she's 40? I don't even know. Okay, so I'm gonna already have kids then.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's
I
okay.
don't even, I can't even let my mind go that far because this is getting crazy. But on a music side, I have thought about this
Okay.
because music is something you can do really at any age.
Right.
Um, so I see myself still being an artist, but more like on a more classy, classic type of music with like beautiful orchestras, like
Mhm.
just beautiful, powerful things. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
Whitney Houston.
Like a Whitney, like a Whitney.
Okay.
Yeah, like music that's more for like people my age at the time who just want something solid that reminds them of the good old days.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So what about from the acting side? You're gonna make maybe move to directing, like directing your films, producing films?
You know what? I actually do want to work on um production and maybe even, I mean, I'll see how my life plays out, but having my own production company, because I mean, Yara Shahidi has one, Tiffany Haddish has one, like so many people that create a name for themselves, even outside of film, create these production companies so that they can give more opportunities to good content.
Absolutely.
Um, I actually started writing a TV show because my theatrical agent was like, "You're missing out. Like, you really don't want to just be an actor. Like, I'm telling you."
Yeah.
He kind of put me on to all the opportunities that are on the other side. Like think of Issa Rae. She's the perfect example. Like
Mhm.
she started this TV show on YouTube. It's really funny on YouTube. And she did that for years, like years with little to no budget. I think she spent all of her money on her project. Either way, it got picked up by HBO and now she has Issa Rae Productions. Like she's creating multiple shows and all of those shows have her name attached to them. Like that's powerful.
But you know, the unfortunate thing is most of America just sees what's on HBO. Like, oh, she just blew up overnight. But when you start digging and peeling back the layers, she's been
Mhm.
at it for a good 10, 15 years, you know what I'm saying, in college.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate that it looks that way, but anyone with any type of logic would know that to become someone in the industry takes time and it takes consistency and it takes killing every opportunity that you have.
Hmm.
It's just like there's so much competition. So,
Right.
I mean, people that are in the industry know like she did that. She deserves everything that she's getting now because this takes a lot of work, a lot of work. And you look around and your peers are like going to college and getting jobs and you're like, I'm investing all of my savings into this digital TV show, you know? Who
Got,
knows how much strength she had to have to keep going?
got you. Let's talk about training. Did you have any like formal acting training, or were you just naturally gifted?
With singing, I didn't have any training. I started taking vocal lessons and it started to like alter the way I was singing. Like I couldn't remember how I used to. So I had to stop. But with acting, I'm always getting coaching because I know like singing is my solid and acting is where I'm most uncomfortable. So any area where I feel uncomfortable, I want to like tap into why I feel uncomfortable. And it's probably just because I haven't worked hard enough in that area. So I get a lot of coaching there.
Uncomfortable. That baffles me. Like, why do you feel uncomfortable? Why does Coco Jones feel uncomfortable?
I mean, it's how do I describe it? It's just like, okay, so with singing, I literally feel like I'm out of body. Like this is super natural to me to do this. This is why I was born.
Yeah.
And with acting, it feels more like I'm good at this, but if I don't work at it, it'll show, you know? Like it's like working out. Like
Okay.
if I'm working out, you're gonna be able to tell. And if I'm not, you're gonna be able to tell. And it's gonna be more uncomfortable for me to lift 400 pounds if I ain't been in the gym since 2 years ago, you know?
So,
It's
but
about constantly flexing those muscles of acting because they don't come natural to me.
got you. But on the music side, it comes natural, or you don't have,
Oh, yeah.
so
I
you're
mean,
literally,
there's always work on all sides. I could be doing vocal lessons more. I could be practicing my runs and inflections more,
yeah.
and I should be. So if I'm not, then the only person to blame is me.
All right. So we're gonna take a commercial break. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what do I want to give away?
Ooh, he got a little gift for y'all. I
Um,
saw the gifts too. They're good.
yeah. All right. So this is a ring kit I went to Target myself to buy. Right. I could have bought myself some Starbucks or something, right? But no, I chose to choose my kids over me. This is a 10-inch colored LED ring light. You see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Okay, so Coco, I want you to do the honors. And let me pull up the chat so I can see who's the first person to answer the correct question. So what you're gonna have to do, your response needs to be in the chat to everybody. It just can't be to me, it can't be to Coco, it can't be to Miss P.O. It has to be to Uno Nuno. All right. So you ready? I say,
Me?
Coco, you ready?
Oh yeah, that's
All
me.
right.
I'm about to ask the question, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. What type of company did all these people who made names for themselves create in order to put more content out into the world? What type of company was that?
Uh,
Correcto.
are we counting typos?
Um, we're gonna let it slide, respectfully.
Well, I only got one response so far.
Oh, well, I guess that's the winner.
I guess so. All right, Mr. Simpson, you are the winner of the ring light. I guess somebody else wants to play. Go get $1,000, please. Yeah, go. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm just
Oh, that
playing.
one caught me.
Didn't I tell you I was a teacher? I told you I was a teacher, right? No, I can't give away 1,000. All right.
That one caught me.
So,
Mhm.
I wish I could have like videotaped her face. She was like, "You know that? Oh, do I have $1,000? I don't know. We'll see." All right, so Zion Simpson, congratulations. All right, so you won a ring light. All right, let's move on. What advice would you give young actors and actresses that want to make a come up like CoCo Jones?
I would say start small. I just told this to a friend of mine who was interested in getting in the industry.
Okay.
You're kind of gonna have to take some whack roles. For example, the
Say,
Hannah Montana movie, I was in the crowd, okay? But you never saw me.
yeah,
But you know what I mean? Like you have to start small because people are going to be looking at your resume to see what you've done. And if you expect to get a speaking role when you haven't even been on a set, that's not going to happen. So there are like websites for casting. One is like Casting Network. Actually, it's really popular here in LA. Like for people who don't have agents, sometimes they don't even get agents. They just apply for stuff on Casting Network.
gotcha.
But yeah, like just start building up your opportunities little by little, and keep auditioning. How can you get a job if you don't, you know,
Yeah.
apply?
So I have a great question. So a young man that goes to we go to the same church. Um,
Mhm.
he approached me and it was like, well, I'm interested in, I guess somebody was in town and they're interviewing the next big star, right? And they had packages for them to purchase. And
Mhm.
I told him, like, dude, like if you really have what you need, you don't have to be spending any money for that. So talk to everybody because there are people that prey on others that want to be celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
Like so, and I've heard I mean years past where there's people from Disney and people from Nickelodeon and all these different companies coming to a mall near you, and they're casting for you know some Disney shows. They're never specific. They're just saying some Disney shows, but at a small fee of $800, this is what you can possibly get. Or, if you invest in our executive package for $2,000, this is what you get. Okay, so I'm looking at y'all responses. Have you guys heard of anything like that before? Raise your hand if you heard or seen something like that has come to your city. I see one. Who else?
I see a couple.
You see a couple? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So what what are your thoughts on that?
I just feel like you have to have like a solid intuition and smart people around you, or you might get finessed. I think I did get finessed one time.
I mean, it's you have
It
those people
happened.
that they
It
just prey
happened.
on that kind of stuff. They're an opportunist trying to figure out how to make some money, right?
Yeah. Mine was like this acting school, whatever. Um, I just don't think that was worth the money. But it doesn't make sense to say you have to pay to try out for a role because the thing is if a company's really looking for somebody to fill the position, they're going to make it so that anyone and everyone can try out so they don't so they get the most for their time. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense for a company to be like, oh yeah, we want people to try out but for a small fee. Like that doesn't sound legit. You just have to be logical and also create your own opportunities. Like I'm a big rep for creating your own opportunities.
Yeah.
Since the YouTube game has changed everything, TikTok and all these things, y'all could really be having your own show. Like Issa.
Yeah. Okay. Um, what else? So let me do this because I want to make sure that people are participating and all that good stuff. So in the next 30 seconds, I want everybody to put in the chat what city you live in. Ready, set, go. Florida. Okay. City, please.
Oh wow, y'all are all from everywhere.
Yeah. Battle Creek. I used to live there. Mount Dora. I don't know where Mount Dora. I guess I need
Oh,
to be a little bit
who's
more.
in LA?
I need to be a little bit more specific. like city/state, because some of these places I've never heard of before. So do me a favor, in the next 30 seconds, type the city and state. Ready, set, go. And everybody from Indianapolis wins. Kidding. Lauder Lakes, Florida. Atlanta, GA.
Okay.
Okay. Battle Creek again. Benton Harbor. Pompano, never heard of it. Sounds good. Miami. All right. Pittsburgh. Got a Steelers fan in the house. Okay. All right. All right. So, what else do I have? I have a Selfie studio light. Now, this is cool, right? So you can put your phone on one part and then the light is on the other part. This is really cool. I spent a lot of money on this, by the way. And I spent a lot of money for only one person to play. So are we going to play, or am I just giving stuff away for free? I see a couple people smiling. I see a couple ceilings. Don't want to see that, but hey, that's what it is. All right. CoCo, you ready for the next question?
Let me think. Okay, sure.
All right. Ready, set, go.
Having a YouTube channel is similar to having what?
Ready, set, go.
Yeah, it was a TV channel or a TV show.
Okay, so I'm making up the rules as I go. Zion, you can't win twice. Sorry, man. Was
he first again? Oh, you're elite.
Man, you nice on your phone. Let's see. So who was the first person? Joel. No, hold on a second. No. Let me back it up. How do I pronounce this? Is it Nailia? Where's Nailia? Can you raise your hand? Let me see. I don't see her. Oh, there. Oh, maybe she went. Oh, there she is. You in the way? There you go. All right. I was about to say, you ain't gonna win if your camera ain't on. Like, you breaking some of the rules already. All right. So very good. So Nailia, do me a favor. In the chat, can you send Miss Pio a chat and put your name, your address, and all that good stuff, and I'll have this mailed out this week to you. Okay. All right. So let me see if I have all the questions. So talk to us about your music career, because you just released a single here in the last 6 months or so, didn't you?
Yes, I released a song called Hollyweird.
Yeah.
So the reason that song got released by me is because I had a video go viral called What Really Happened. I don't remember if that's what I exactly said, but basically the YouTube video was talking about my journey through the industry. And then I kind of came across this song called Hollyweird, and it kind of put a bow on exactly what I was talking about at the time. So yeah, I just released that. Well, not just released that, a couple months ago.
Okay.
But I'm always working on new music, and I'm excited for my new stuff.
We have Kamari Smith. Let's see. Might be a relative. I don't know. Did I see you at the barbecue? Let's see. Yeah, girl. Okay. All right. So I am going to unmute Kamari Smith. We see your ceiling. That's cool, but we want to see who you are, right?
I look rough right now, but
Say what?
I look rough right now.
What'd she say?
She said
I
she
look
looks
rough
right now. All right, boo, you good. You ain't gotta be on camera.
Kamari, if you don't go ahead on. Come on, let's go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Okay. Anyways, hey CoCo, it's nice to meet you. I had a question. It was, how did you deal with friendships when you were acting? Like, was it hard to stay connected with those people, or like, how did that go?
That's a good question. I don't think I've been asked that before. The people that were solid, were solid. And I will say, having any type of clout can make people act really weird. So a lot of my friendships, they kind of faded away. But the people that are my core people, they never faded away. So I feel like if anything, it just kind of shows you people's true colors. Because one, you're busy, and so you really don't see them. You kind of miss out on like the things that happen. You got to catch up. And then two, like sometimes they're not really happy for you when they say they're happy for you, you know? It's just about letting people's true colors show, which they always
Right.
do.
Like reality. But it was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, Boo.
Thank
All right. Well, I want to be conscious of time. We had, yeah. We want to tell you thank you so much for your participation. We really appreciate it. It's been amazing.
Thank
Um,
you guys so much. I had
yeah.
fun.
Any last words? I'm scared to ask that because any last any last words that you would piece of advice that you want to have before you leave?
I would say the biggest lesson that I've learned throughout my journey is to place your happiness in something solid. Like people have disappointed me and opportunities have disappointed me. And for a while, I really let that affect me and my happiness. But what I learned was is that life is gonna go all types of ways that you never planned for. And so you have to have a solid foundation of happiness that's unbreakable, whether that's like through yourself, through your family, through God, a mixture of all of them. Like I think if I'm gonna leave you guys with anything, like pursue your dreams wholeheartedly. Go for the things that you can't get out of your head, the things that you just have to do that you're really great at. Pursue those things and trust that God's going to get you to the place that you need to go if you're working hard and you're hustling and your mindset is right. um I just feel like for me, like a big change too has been that like everything that I want to do, like I can do those things, because sometimes you get told otherwise so much that you're like, maybe I can't, you know what I'm saying? So constantly be conscious of where your happiness is placed, what you're thinking, and be out here hustling and you'll get to it.
Amen, sister. Amen. All right. So thank you, Coco. Everybody else, I need you to stay put a second. Thank you for your time. And I'll reach out to you just to say thank you and all that other good stuff. All right.
Okay, perfect. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a good one.
What an awesome human being. Thanks, Coco. Available now is my latest book, Lights, Camera, College, a step-by-step guide for you that want to pursue a career pathway in media and the arts. Be sure to get your copy today. Till the next time, go out and be amazing.
I can subscribe or a spider will crawl in your bed.